has to press all the buttons. Hello! We have sound, we have amazingness, we have so many people. Hello and welcome to Fate of Isen, usually Book 2, the 5e podcast where we are an actual play playing through D&D with a bunch of comedians from Aotearoa or Wellington, Aotearoa, New Zealand. But tonight we have something special. Tonight is KiwiRPG week, or Kiomu Whakatau o Aotearoa, tabletop role-playing from Aotearoa, New Zealand. And a part of KiwiRPG week, we have been talking about all the things that you should know about locally, all the amazing people that you should have met locally, amazing events and things that you should support. And tonight I am excited to use our last KiwiRPG stream to talk about something that I just feel really passionately about and has been a staple of the RPG calendar for the last few years. I'm very excited to talk about Yes and charity stream. Yes and charity stream. Yes and. So all these beautiful people here have something to do with Yes and, but because you might not know some of these beautiful people here, I thought we'd do some basic instructions. What we're going to do is we're going to go around and well, maybe call names or something. I don't know. Or people just we'll figure it out. So we'll figure this out and tell people about what your name is and how you know Fate of Isen. So hi, I'm DM Jules. I DM Fate of Isen, but I didn't always DM Fate of Isen. I used to be Marley Craft on book 1, so that might also be how you know me. Amy, above me, do you want to go next?
Sure, pick on me. That's fine. Hi, I'm Amy. You should know me if you've been watching us on Twitch, because that's my whole thing here. Yes and Fate of Isen are very much linked because of finding Yes and made me find Jules and Samsara and Penny, and then Samsara basically grabbed me by the shoulder and said, "Come over here, we're doing this." And I was like, okay.
It's not theft if they come willingly.
Hashtag not a cult.
Beautiful. Thanks for joining us, Amy. Next over, I'm going to go in clockwise a little bit. We've got Andrew. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Andrew. How'd I come to Yes and? Well, basically, I heard it through Fate of Isen, and I got peer pressured by Reese and Waffles, who isn't on the call tonight. But it didn't take much pressuring, did it, Christian? No. Yeah.
Nah.
But yeah, we got peer pressured to apply, and we were like, sure, why not? So we did.
It's fair enough. And Fate of Isen, I've met you in person a couple of times now.
Yes, and my family. Yeah.
Yeah. Through Wellington really early on, I remember, because you came up and you were like, "Hey, my kids are big fans of Gigantic Adventures of Jeff and Simon," and I was like, "Cool! I didn't know anybody was out there listening." So that was very cool.
And the younger one was desperate to listen to Fate of Isen season, the first chapter, but obviously not really one for the kids. But yes, I came to Fate of Isen from another podcast from Diceratops. It was recommended, and then I came to Fate of Isen and went from there.
Yeah, Diceratops live shows. That was the good times.
I miss those live shows.
The pre-COVID days. Yeah. Diceratops is back, by the way. Just to add that in there. Go download new Diceratops episodes. You can actually hear my voice on a new Diceratops episode. Whoop whoop. Secrets. All right. Next around the corner. So we've got Christian on the far side. Hi, Christian.
Oh. Hey, kia ora. Ko Christian Holswich Takuingawa. Nice to meet you all. How did I come to Fate of Isen? I was a Wellington person. Was trying to get back into role playing, and then these people had D&D going, and lo and behold, my first game was with DM Brad, and I'm like, this guy is great. And then my last game was with DM Jules, and I'm like, this person's great as well. And so, yeah, I started binging Fate of Isen, and now here I am.
Yeah.
All this time later. A couple of years now.
Yeah, it's a few years you've been around. Yeah, it's been pretty cool. Even on some stuff, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I got to play one of the characters before Brad introduced it into the game.
Yes.
I played it very differently, though. He did a much better job.
Shh. Don't tell him that.
Trade secret.
So still going clockwise. We've got Stevie James. Sup?
Hi. I came to Fate of Isen years ago. I was searching for some Kiwi D&D streams to listen to because I was kind of getting sick of hearing other countries' kinds of stuff. I was like, well, come on, let's get into the Kiwi stuff. So I found Fate of Isen. I found the JP
Terrible Adventures
one.
of the Jandis and
The
Griffiths
one with the
Parchment
really,
Company
really long
podcast.
but absolutely loved them. And so I binged for a couple of years. I binged all the episodes. And then I heard about the Yes and charity stream from Penny's podcast. So I figured I would apply this year. I applied late, so back up, but backup's got to back up, mate. You got to have backups.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
if we don't have backups, the show we'll talk about backups soon. But if we don't have backups, we don't have a show. So
Yeah.
thank you.
100%. Oh, great. And let's segue sideways to Penny. Seeing as Penny was so mentioned in that one. Welcome, Penny. Tell people how we came to know each other.
So once upon a time, I was a podcasting beginner, and I was like, I'm just gonna do an episode and see if it works and put it up. And this really nice person named Jules was like, hey, this podcast just appeared out of nowhere, and like invited me into this like community of people who were all making shows. And then I didn't really know what I was doing, so I sort of just tried stuff. And one day I just remember Jules was this really nice person who had welcomed me into the community, and I was like, how would you like to play MLM mummy who runs a pyramid scheme? And she really went for it, and we've kind of just been pals ever since. Like that is, am I getting any parts of that story wrong?
No, it's pretty accurate, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because someone puts an MLM mummy who runs a pyramid scheme in front of me. What am I going to do? Say no?
Not
No.
play it? No, of course you're not gonna play that. Funny story, that stream ended up being kind of a disaster, but it wasn't Jules's fault. I wouldn't watch it now, but it's still pretty good. I'm actually the co-host of the charity stream. So when once upon a time, my partner Liv was doing their own big long stream, like a gaming stream for Gaming for Charity, which is like a month long, game and raise money for charity. And they went, oh, you should do something. And I was like, I wonder if I could do too much Dungeons and Dragons. And so I went to Jules and I was like, what do you think about doing this? And she was like, yeah, let's make it happen. And then I guess all the stuff we're going to talk about later happened. Yeah,
pretty much.
But I have a different show. It's not as good as Fate of Isen. It's good at different things. That Fate of Isen. It's not as good as Fate of Isen. It's called The Terrible Adventures of the Janice and Griffiths Parchment Company. Good luck googling it because I spelled it wrong.
There should be a hat in the Twitch chat that you can go and click hat because that's way easier.
Oh, thank you. It's
Shout
about
out.
D&D characters with day jobs. They work for a paper company like in The Office. I feel like
See
I've
what I
talked
mean about the
myself.
long name?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
is-
famous for being the longest named New Zealand podcast.
It's our main
61
accolade. Our main
characters, I think
accolade
it
is the New Zealand's longest named D&D podcast. It's one of our main accolades, actually.
In fact, you can hear the name of the podcast in the Patreon shout out at the end of every Isen episode.
That's right, yeah.
It's the bit where I need to take a big breath before.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so dipping back downwards, we have kind of clockwise back again. We have Reese. Hi, Reese. Don't you dare!
No,
Don't you dare! Because that is a good gag, which I might explain for everybody who hasn't listened. Reese has always been called the guy who doesn't speak on an audio only podcast, so he was about to do it again.
Yeah, I'm Reese. I've been around Fate of Isen, I think about 3 years now. I basically got onto it because I saw it on a Facebook ad. It was the first of many. I found after I found Fate of Isen, I found Jensen Griffiths as well, and Getting Dicey. And I think there's probably some others, I'm not sure. And while listening to Gingers and Breffords, I heard about the Yes and stream and applied for the first year it ran and was a backup player. I didn't actually get on stream that year, but it was great fun just being in the Discord with all the other people. There's just an amazing group of talented people. I didn't apply the second year, but I did apply this year, which is the third year. And it's just been a great experience. Even we haven't even gone on air yet, and it's been great so far. So
It's a pretty
Yeah.
cool little community. You guys all make it a really nice place to be.
Yeah.
yeah,
Look at how
definitely.
many people are here, like it's very cool. So we got 2 more introductions to go. You might have seen someone else pop on screen, but we're going to continue down clockwise. So coming to our lovely lady who usually makes us look fabulous on Twitch, it's Samsara.
Usually?
Well, I'm doing it at the moment, so that's what I mean.
That's right.
Usually does it, but I'm doing
always
it at the
make you look
moment.
good. Yes, I'm Samsara. I got involved with Yes and in the first year from a Facebook post. And yeah, it was an amazing year. I loved my experience there. I met a bunch of cool people and started finding out a lot of cool stuff about myself, which is really neat. Jules was my DM in the final session of that game. And after the sort of post-show excitement ran off, I needed something to do, and I started going into podcasts and had the terrible adventures of the Gingers and Breford Parchment Company.
That's 2
And-
mentions now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to remember to say the whole name every time.
Yes.
It's in the
Thank
rules.
you. Yeah.
Yes. And afterwards, it's like, okay, Fate of Isen, and I started binging that really hard.
There's a lot of
And
content.
yeah, I know. I should have joined the Patreon Discord sooner, because once I did, what a fantastic time! What a lovely place. Got to play a bunch of D&D in that, and then I joined Yes and again for the next year, and that was fantastic. And now it's the 3rd year, and looking forward to it again.
Running the
Yeah.
hat trick as well, by the way.
Yeah, that Session 8 hat trick. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else that can claim that, right? So
No, only person.
No. Yeah.
very cool.
So then I'll have to DM or something. It's the trade-off.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
4th year, you'll be DMing the final
Yeah.
slot just to keep the
Yeah,
hat trick with an extra hat.
Okay, it's going to be really dark and gross, so we're going to have to either change me or change the theme of the show.
Oh, don't worry. Once you watch this year's show, you'll want to DM next year. It's fine.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
100%.
fantastic.
Can't wait
Yeah.
for the reveals. All right.
Oh
And
god.
last but not least, who joined us just before popped up on the screen, you would know him as Disturbed One and said, how we're introducing ourselves by how we found Fate of Isen, and how we came to be in part of this community.
I don't remember how I found Fate of Isen. I think it just popped up, and I was like, "Oh, this is New Zealand," and I started binging it like Samsara did. I think I binged the first up until I joined the Patreon until I caught up. I didn't join the Patreon until I caught up
Yep.
in the
everybody does it.
Discord.
Yeah.
It was, I think I was about 3/4 of the way through it, but I'd binged it in like about 3 months.
Yeah.
And from there,
That's a
I
little
found,
bit quicker.
yeah, and then from there I found, the Terrible Adventures of Gingers and Breford.
That's 3.
Gotta say the
And
whole name.
also through like BD&D, I'd met Jules as she did a couple of one shots I played in. My second ever one shot I played in there was a Jules game by Jules. And yeah, and then Yes and was through last year. I saw it advertised on Facebook, I think it was, and I just followed it. And of course, through the Isen stuff, I followed it, and watched it. And this year, I took the plunge and joined in.
Glad you're here, man.
You were also the first Fatey I ever met in real life.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Penny, you weren't a Fatey at the time, so sorry.
I had just become a Fatey. I think I had. I
Yeah.
joined.
Yes, we have the
I-
best fans, honestly. I'm a very lucky lady to be surrounded by such amazing people supporting the podcast and coming on and doing streams with me, so I don't have to be by myself. Yay!
Content.
So, yes, and charity stream. Penny, do you want to talk to us a little bit about like what it is? What is at
Sure.
the heart of it?
Sure. So the Yes and Charity Stream is a 24-hour-long D&D game. It's one game that kind of gets baton passed. Is it baton or baton? It doesn't matter. It gets baton passed through different groups. So we play for 24 hours straight. One group plays for 3 hours, and then we pass the story on to the next players. So each DM brings their own kind of style, brings their own like miniature story that all takes place within a larger tapestry. And we play for 24 hours, and it's kind of telethon style, right? So during the show, you can basically donate money directly to the charity that we're supporting. The first year it was the Starship Foundation. Second year it was the Cancer Society, and then this year as well, it was also the Cancer Society because they were really nice and they were like, "Here's a budget," and we were like, "Okay." And so shout out to the Cancer Society for being very cool and supporting the work that we do. But yeah, we play
We can see you swapping between screens.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. That's bad. Bad.
You need to pop the chat out and use that one as
Thank
the capture
you.
source. Yeah.
I didn't see
Or
anything.
use your phone.
Thank you.
Yeah, so shout out to the Cancer Society. But yeah, so first year, I think, Jules, did we only have like 6 weeks to prepare it? Like from the inception of the idea to when we put on the show, it was like a month and a half, and it was wild.
We did not leave ourselves enough time to prepare. That's what I
Yeah.
remember. Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember the time that it was. I remember it being an insanely stupid amount of time.
Yeah, it was so short. We were like, yeah, let's just do it. And that year we raised $5,000, which was pretty wild considering that like we thought of it and then
over
we
6. Where was
Yeah,
5 was
yeah.
the target, and over 6 we raised.
6-3.
Thank you, Amy. It was
8-2,
it was about 20% or 25% over the target, which was really cool. And that one was really fun. And Jules was the final DM on that one, and we had a really cool like multiverse collapsing adventure. The second year, which was last August, we played the second one, and we doubled the fundraising target to $10,000, and we did it again. Again, we raised about 20% over. I think we ended up with $13,001 by the end of the show. It's a little higher now because some people donated extra money. I think it's 13,262 now, if I remember.
Something around
That was how much we raised last year. And this year, because we can, we doubled the target again. So this year we're aiming for $20,000 for the Cancer Society within those 24 hours. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you donate money to the show, you actually get stuff. So if you donate $20, you can pick a player and give them an inspiration point, give them advantage. If you donate $50, you can go on the draw to win really cool prizes that sponsors are donating to us. And if you actually, who wants to talk about the $100 donation? Who knows what we're talking about there? Because that's usually the part that people like talking about.
Is it still the wish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're all about wish
If
fulfillment.
you donate $100 to the Cancer Society through the charity stream, you can cast the spell Wish in the game. So you can kind of do whatever you want within reason. Sometimes people are like, $100 and I'm going to cast a fireball on the party and kill them, and we're like, no, we're keeping your money, and also we're not doing that. Well, no, we don't keep it. The Cancer Society keeps it. But like we've had King Kongs in like French lingerie attacking the group. We've had people turning into dragons. We've had an abyssal chicken turn into a like attractive guy. We've had like 1,000 different NPCs called Kevin turn up for no
Yeah, too
reason.
many Kevins.
I had to do that
yes.
one.
Yeah. And so it just basically we come in with a plan, and then the audience just tips the table over and turns it into something else, and we sort of just have to roll with it. What have I missed? The cast is like 60+ people,
Yep.
plus all the people behind the scenes. There's all these Kiwis working on it. I'm the director, so I say everyone has to sleep at least part of it, and no one does. Everyone's like, yeah, sure, Penny, and then everyone stays up for
Do you
24
know why
straight
that
hours.
is?
I'm looking
You
at
don't.
Amy.
You don't either.
do you
That
lead
is
by
why
example,
nobody
Penny?
does.
But I'm not a good example. You shouldn't do the thing that I do. You look at me and you should go, no, do the opposite thing to that. Make your podcast have a nice, short, Googleable name.
Yeah, that
I
is true.
promised to take a break this year. I didn't promise to sleep, but I did promise a break.
That's
Yeah,
a win.
sure.
I'll count that
That's
as a
true.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
what
have
about-
an incredible amount of people working on everything, from donations that they give to setting up the literal Discord that we're playing in, to setting up all of the Twitch, to setting up all these different mod commands and various things on the stream so it's ready to go. There is so much work that goes into this behind the scenes, and there are so many people that volunteer their time to make this amazing thing happen.
And volunteer their time at 3 a.m. as well, which is like the most craziest, nicest thing that people could do.
Yeah. And I know that they are thinking, they are volunteering their time towards making money for charity, right? Like, not everybody has the ability to throw hundreds of dollars into a charity bucket, but you might have a few hours up your sleeve that you can donate instead, and that's sort of what the beauty of this thing is. People are donating by doing something that they love, which is kind of incredible.
Yeah, it's kind of nice that we get to play D&D and also do something nice for people who need it at the same time.
Yeah. So if we go round again and just talk about what it is that you're doing for Yes and, like what kind of role you take, what help you might be giving, like all of those kind of things in terms of what your job is for Yes and. So we know what Penny's role is, director.
And the host.
And the host.
Co-host.
I'm an easy one because I'm the other half of that co. So I'm also the other one there shouting out stuff and hyping in the general chat. But I'm also been narrative overseer this year. This year was a different game. So instead of having DMs running their own different individual stories, there is actually a through story in all of the chat, which means that someone needed to help the DMs put that through story all together. So I've been doing that. It's been a big job, but I'm nearly done. So very exciting on that one. Yeah, so that was me and there, so we don't have to go in, so we can go down this time. So Reese is first this time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then go around.
I'm just a player this year.
Just a player.
Don't say just.
Just
You're a player. You're one of the players.
I'm one of the players. I'm in Group 6, which is 3 a.m. till 6 a.m., I think it is. That's really early in the morning.
Darkly being the Chaos Crew.
Yeah. I am playing a rogue, which is what I always play. I just like it. It's simple
Fair
way to
enough.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know what else to say about it.
No, that's fair.
That's about it.
You're a rogue. You're in the 3 a.m. slot, and you're a player. I think that's good. Have you guys played any backup warm up games yet?
We had a brief one a couple of weeks ago. It's been really
Cool.
hard getting everybody together, sort of thing.
The great enemy of D&D.
Damn you, scheduling.
Damn you, scheduling.
The real
Yes.
big bad evil guy.
Yeah.
No, it's just true. Cool. Very cool. All right. Sweeping along the bottom, Samsara, our beautiful purple kitty. What's up?
Hey. I'm a player in Group 8, as we've mentioned earlier, which is from 9 a.m. till midday at the end of the stream on Sunday.
Nice.
And I am also the head of This and That, which is a fun name for marketing and all the other miscellanea and nonsense that pops up, which is great because I love miscellanea and nonsense. I have a wonderful team of people who do all the really good graphics, and then I just steal them and make them into overlays and things, and generally hang around and smile a lot.
I
Tell
saw
everyone-
I saw the early version of the show poster, and you guys have done a great job this year.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. It just needs a little more tweaking, just a little. It's so nearly there. Thank you for giving me Liz for my graphics designer.
I don't control Liz. If anyone has ever listened to my podcast, you'll know I don't control Liz.
Yeah, she's definitely in charge. Takes that Karen role so seriously, but that's why she's everyone's favorite dwarf barbarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's about me. I do that. and I'll definitely be getting a rest and having a break during the stream. Definitely.
Good for you.
Can I roll insight on that?
You can.
Yes.
Go on.
I
Where's my
encourage
dice?
dice rolls all the time.
I love.
Can you pass me my dice? Can I roll insight on Samsara?
I gotta roll as well. You know.
Yeah,
more
roll
Yeah,
deception.
This is
Roll
a,
off.
this is a contested test.
Roll off, roll off, roll off.
I mean, is
roll
it persuasion or deception though?
Oh,
Well,
my
I
God.
I got 17
never
on
know.
dice, and I'm gonna say
Okay.
I'm a wisdom +2, so I got 19.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe that. Okay.
That fell off the table. Hang on, I'll roll it again.
That's a 0.
Yeah. Penny,
Yeah.
I'm totally gonna have a break during the stream.
Did you get a natural 20?
No, I got a 9.
So
I'm gonna
it's
say
like,
my charisma is probably like a +11 because I'm definitely not human and definitely not bound by the stat limitations of a normal player character. But it's still not enough.
oh, great.
Yeah,
Great.
I will be ensuring other people get rests, and that means I won't be looking at the stream. So
Good enough.
Good
yeah,
enough. Yeah.
it's about as good as you're gonna get.
All right. And swooping on down to the far corner, Steph James, what you doing?
I am a backup player for Group 6. So I'm playing a ranger, which is fun. I'm currently playing a ranger in one of my home games, so I kind of know how to play them, sort of. But it's coming up, like hearing the stories and stuff behind everything, and getting to make create a character that would fit into this world and actually play a part in it has been really fun to think about. At night I lay there and I'm like, oh, this is going to be so good. So I'm really excited. I mean, even if I don't end up playing, I really don't care, because just watching the creative process behind the scenes has been pretty amazing.
Yeah,
It's
and
been so fun.
you'll probably get to play one of the warm-up games, because the idea is that we're trying to get the backup DMs to run games that the backup players are also in, so everybody gets to experience the glory of Yes and then those are all going to be published, I think, live on the YouTube channel anyway, right, Penny?
Not live, but they will
But
go.
not
They'll be
live.
recorded and go up. And the way that I'm trying to think of each of the groups is they're actually parties of 7. Just on the day that the adventure happens, only 5 of them are there.
Yeah,
The
2
other
of them
guys are
had
just
to
like
go see their
slightly off
grandma.
screen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Got a-
so we
got a twisted ankle.
Mojito.
we did have a little slight warm-up game thing, but you know, it was so early on, not everyone's stats and stuff were loaded into Roll20 or
Yeah.
you know, all these things were, and so it was like, oh, my stuff's not ready, so I can't play,
yeah.
but I can listen to what everyone else is doing. And so just getting to know the party even that way has been pretty spectacular.
Yeah. I think it's one of my favorite things about Yes and Day is the chatting in amongst the group and just
Yeah.
getting to know this amazing group of people. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Mr. Disturbed One NZ, Mr. Mysterious. What are you doing for Yes and? Tell us about it.
So I'm also in the 3am Chaos crew.
This is unintentional, by the way. I did not mean to like throng all the Fateys. I would have kept you apart if I hadn't thought about it.
Never!
I started as a backup. I was initially a backup player, and I've been promoted up to playing. I'm playing a barbarian, which is one of my standard roles. It's I either play barbarians or I do play rogues as well. But someone's got to be the big bashy boy tank for the crew, even if he is not the smartest cookie in around. But yeah, and as both Reese and Steph have said, it's been quite good. Our initial semi-backup warm-up game that we got in. Yeah, even did a little bit of role-playing, which is kind of cool. Basically, my character, as we've discovered, can't spell. Spells permission with like multiple S's and they're all backwards. But yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to be very interesting. And definitely, yeah, like we seem to have a good crew. We have good energy.
Because you guys
We
have also
have-
got DM Waffles, right?
No,
No.
that's
No,
group 5.
Waffles is the group before us.
Oh, yes.
But
That's right.
I guess we've got she's not a Fatey, but we've got energy is very much DM's energy is pretty much Waffles level.
Yeah,
She-
you guys
yeah,
have got Liquor Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ishbel.
Oh, Liquor Witch.
Liquor
Yeah.
Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's raw high energy. She's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a rule of cool DM, I think.
Very cool. Awesome. Continuing around, we're up in the top corner with our blue kitty this time. Hi, blue kitty. So what are you doing?
So this is actually the first year that I'm a player. I'm a player in group 2. I chose a class that I really haven't been able to explore because I know with you said we do warm-up games. So I put down I'd like to be a druid. So yeah, I'm looking forward to explore my druid. The big thing that I'm really excited about too, and my group is really excited about, is that my character is also going to be in the combat wheelchair, and I will be representing disability on stream. So I'm really, really excited to show just how awesome someone can be, even if they have a physical limitation.
Yeah.
Which is very reminiscent of my own life, and I rock a walking frame, so really excited. When I'm not on stream with that, I'm going to be screaming my head off, basically, because I am the head of mods. So my job is massive. I have 2 teams. I have a server mod team that basically moderates the Discord, makes sure everything's cool. And they're helping me with some more technical stuff this year, especially for the fact that I am going to be playing live, so I need somebody overarching. Thank you, Abby, lifesaver. But the big thing that I am responsible for is live shite. Basically, if you think about a stage production, I am the backstage cast. I am the stage manager backstage. That's how I kind of view it. I have a massive team, and they are doing all the sound checks, making sure everyone's turned up on time, managing all the donation trackers, making sure redeems are being notified, telling the DMs what's been requested through the prizes, checking the Twitch commands, keeping everything hype in Twitch, checking in like our obligations for all the donations and prize pools, and contacting people, and it's basically a big behind the scenes thing. And yeah, it will be my second year being the head of mods. I started in the first year. I saw Penny's post in D&DZ going, hey, we need people to help out with moderating a stream, and I was like, I can do that, this is cool. And then Penny was like, can you lead a team? And I'm like, okay. And then
Lead a team though. That's you absolutely can do that.
Yeah.
You've been really good at it. I don't know where we would be without you.
Yeah.
There'd be way more swearing and everything.
you get 1.
Oh, so
But,
good.
yeah. So this is why I don't sleep, because last year it was me working for 24 hours solid, while also
you
being
got
a
in
backup DM
trouble.
and yeah, doing all sorts of stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And just like Samsara said in chat, I'm hoping it's live now. Samsara is in charge of looking after Amy, which is a very important job.
Yeah, that'll be my rest, Penny. I'll go and cook meals and take care of Amy.
Cool. Someone.
Yeah.
The thing is that knowing that there are people taking care of each other while this whole thing
Yeah.
goes on is really nice.
Yeah. My
yeah.
biggest fear was that I would like fall asleep and then shite would hit the fan and nobody could raise me, which
Yeah.
if you're by yourself. So
Yeah.
the biggest fear. So it was like, nah, 36 coffees, 6 energy drinks.
I think
That's
why I
bad for
didn't-
you.
I think that's why I didn't sleep last year though, because I would go to sleep and then I'd fall asleep and then I'd be like, how long have I been asleep? And it would be like 2 minutes. I'd be
I'm
like,
very
"Yeah,
lucky because I had Chaos Penny, aka Liv, to take over from me so I could close my eyes, but
Oh.
not sleep for like 90 minutes.
Chaos Penny was gold in the mod chat. There was all sorts of stuff that was happening when Chaos Penny was in charge. It was great. Anyway, let's keep going around because we're above my head now. 12 o'clock position. Andrew, what are you up to for Yes and?
Well, I am not in the Chaos crew. I'm in backup in Group 4. I think I'll be the only Fatey in that group, so I'm representing there. And I ticked all the boxes on the form. I was like, I'll do anything.
Which is
And
what I like to see.
And I ended up as a paladin. So I'm backup paladin for Group 4. And as soon as I saw that come in, I knew immediately what the character was going to be, so that was good. And I love him, and I hope to play him.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see your
too.
game. Yeah, you got one of the best DMs we've got. You've got Purdy, which is amazing.
Yeah, we've had a good catch up with Purdy. I haven't had a game yet, but we're really looking forward to having a warm up game.
I tell you what,
A really good backup DM too. So.
Yeah, and yeah, and being overseer for all the stories, I'm looking forward to that story. So yeah, you guys have got a great game ahead of you. Yeah, it's gonna be very fun. Very fun. The one before you is also gonna be good, and I cannot tell you why. But I really like that DM's outline. The DM of slot 3. Yeah, who's that, Penny?
I don't know what you're talking about. My game's going to be the worst one, clearly.
But apparently you've got the best group.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Paladin, yes. There's not enough paladins in the world. I love me a paladin. Yeah. No spoilers. Okay. I want to ask you all the questions, but I can't. Okay, Christian, what's up? What are you doing for YesAn?
Hey. So I am proof that the backups can get a shot at it because I came in as a backup for Group 5 with DM Waffles, so looking forward to that. And then got promoted up to main cast. I was desperate to get in, so I ticked all the boxes for classes as well. End up on Wizard, which is probably the one I was hoping not to get, but hey. And then I pitched an idea to Waffles, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. And he said, yep. So
Yeah,
now...
That's the right person to pitch a ridiculous
I-
concept.
that's-
to.
I'm
He
like,
will
yeah,
make you fight a
absolutely.
sandwich.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just
Yeah.
telling you, I have no control over his game. His
I don't know that anyone does.
yeah, his outline was submitted and was authorized. So anything that happens from here, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
And whichever group gets Waffles as a DM has like a head start on that competition to be Chaos Crew.
Yeah, I'm
that's
hearing
true.
a lot of
To be
Chaos
crowned
Crew
Chaos
from
Crew,
Group
like-
6,
Yeah.
but...
Well,
ooh,
I
there
was
is-
I was in Waffles' game last year. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
there's a lot of groups vying for Chaos Crew. Something I didn't mention before is I'm also a player. Amongst all of my chaos, I'm also a player in Group 1. I'm going to be playing a rogue, and I'm really, really looking forward to introducing you all to Tiffany. But yeah, I
That's
we're-
right. We have a Fatey in every group except 7.
Yes, I think
I've
so.
got Severin in my group, so I've got a
Yeah.
like card
Yeah, you
carrying
too.
Fatey in my group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I think yeah.
Because we've
I
got
don't know
Jules
any
is
in
1,
7.
2, 3, 4.
And there's at least one fan of Janice and Brifford's in every group, or else.
Yeah, that's true.
Or else we're not doing the show.
Yeah.
Well, I should hope in our group there's at least one person who's a fan of that podcast.
Yeah,
We've got
Group
Liz,
8
haven't
has
we?
the biggest fan. So
it's true. So yeah, I convinced Group 1 that we're gonna try and be top of something else other than chaos, and I think it's going to be chaos in the end. And I'm sorry. It's very fun. Anyway, I love that we can't do spoilers, so it's all just mysterious laughing from my end.
But also, we have no idea because the audience controls so much of it from the wishes.
It's
We can't spoil it because we have no idea what those wonderful, generous mental cases are going to do.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so why get involved, crew? The thing I want to get across to people before in the next sort of 18 minutes or so before the stream kind of comes to an end is why should they watch, or why should they get involved next year when we're doing it again? You know, why should they apply, or any of that kind of stuff? Why? Does that make sense?
I've got a good starting reason. Is that all the work that we do, every single dollar that gets raised, none of it goes to the Yes and Charity Stream crew. 100% of the money donated and the money raised goes to the Cancer Society, goes to people who are struggling, who need help, who need counseling, who need chemo, who need treatment. Like, if we can raise 20K, that's 20K towards people who are going through some of the worst times of their lives, and will get a little boost because of the work that we do. I can't think of a better reason than that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Cool. And Amy, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I mean, my personal reason is, you mentioned it before, but I am not in a financial position to donate, but I have time. And so my first year, I donated time, a lot more time than I was rostered on for. But I had so much fun. And even though you were giving something in the form of time, you're also getting something out of it. And if you're someone who joined and was too nervous to go live for a few years, backstage is the best. Just saying.
That's true.
Yeah, there's
Solid
ways
crew.
to help without having to go live necessarily too. Yeah. But yeah, you get something, you give something.
I didn't tell everyone that my character's an ego artificer. And also, I had someone say that the SN charity was lovely when I was explaining it to them. As a survivor, they appreciated the effort, and it was really nice. So
it's also just a really cool community of people who like really want to be there and really love D&D and really love the idea of, you know, doing something, not like playing a game, but doing it for an entertainment reason for other people is really cool. Like, a lot of people really jumped on board the whole idea of doing that, which is
and you end up making connections that extend beyond GSN, because
Yeah.
like
Mm.
I'm
look at
now
all
in a
these lovely people
Pathfinder.
here.
Yeah, like I'm in a Pathfinder stream with a bunch of Yes and people. I got switched into Fate of Isen through meeting people in Yes and then being dragged across. I got to meet some of my favorite people in the entire world through Yes and yeah, it's like I've got players now in my D&D campaigns because of Yes and. My group 7 that I was the backup TM for last year are still my players, and I still play with them in the campaign that we started for Yes and last year.
Yep.
What about you, Jules? You've been awfully quiet on this topic, but I'm sure you have a lot to say.
Probably related to the first thing I said to you when you had this idea and you wanted to like donate to like various Cancer Society type stuff. And I said to you, I couldn't think of a better way to help my mum with her not being here anymore. You know, cancer took her. Cancer has taken a lot of people in my family and taken a lot of literal skin and flesh from people in my family. There are boobs completely gone now. There are pieces of legs completely gone that'll never grow back. Cancer has affected so much of us and changed my life completely. So when you kind of were like, hey, you know, what do you think about like doing RPG and like raising money for this cool, like, you know, and I know it's not always Cancer Society, but that was a big piece of like why I joined in the first place, you know, was this like, I was broke. I didn't have any money, but I could definitely do that. I could be part of something and part of something bigger, much bigger than myself, and raising awareness and working together with other people who got it. Because a lot of the people who came to Yes and also came because of that struggle. They know somebody, they had loss, they, you know, were hurt by it too. And it was just this big, beautiful community of people who wanted to do something, anything in the face of just a ravaging disease that you can't really fight even when you do, you know? And it's what got me here. And I tell you, the amount of times I have cried just with sheer joy in the face of what people do for this, you know? They come together and they make such amazing magic happen. and all for the sake of wanting to make the world a better place and do something a little bit special together. So
And they're people that watch the show and get involved are so generous.
yeah,
Like whether it be with their time or with their emotional capacity, or even with their wallets when they like give to the show. Because like we have some prizes to give out, but like for I think most people, it's not really about the prizes or it's not really about the wish. It's just about knowing that being a part of it, being a part of this big group effort, and actually, you're right. People don't really get to roll natural 20s on cancer, but when we do the show, it kind of feels like we get a win once in a while, which is something
Yeah.
that people really miss out on with this.
it does. It feels like a win, you know? Yeah.
Cheers. Went through 2 years ago. Lost her husband to lung cancer. So it's been in the family. And she has 6 daughters that have all, lost their father or stepfather in case of 2 of them. And it's just something I could do to help give back this year. So, I mean, I donated last year. May have caused a bit of chaos in one of the groups by making someone change their voice.
Matt's group.
But this year, I can give back with my time as well and doing something that I really enjoy. So,
Yeah, breast cancer in my family.
Same.
And
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, leukemia, breast cancer, and skin cancer in mine. Yeah.
Mm.
yeah, and sister-in-law's just had, not long had a skin cancer cut out. I've got a BCC getting cut out on Friday, so something to check. So,
I work
yeah.
in a medical lab. The amount of specs we process every day, you would be amazed at how much it actually affects people. So you get to see the sheer quantity of it when you realise just how much we're testing every day.
Yeah.
Because,
I'd be surprised if there wasn't if there was a single Kiwi out there who didn't have some way be
connection.
affected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I've lost friends, and friends have been hit by it. It's been pretty rough.
Yeah. So here we do something magic, and we turn our sadness and our loss into something that is somebody else's gain, and that just feels really special, what we do here together with just playing a game, And so I always encourage everybody with the DMs, the players, the crew, everyone to think about that when they think about building a character, running a game, doing the thing. It's not actually about us, it's about them out there. Think of the person out there that you're helping and be the best goddamn DM, player, crew member, whatever it is that you can absolutely be, because the better you are and the more fun you're having together and building this together, actually just legit, the more donations and stuff that we get and the more people we can help. So pull together, make it one big team, have a good time, yes, but do it together. And let's build this thing into the best damn beautiful Yes and charity stream it can be.
I also love the progression every year. There's some secrets. I can't spill anything yet, but like this year we're gonna do something that we've never done before that's gonna add something really cool to the stream itself. And then like the following year, I'm sure we'll step it up again. And like eventually I could see the show being like we fly everyone into a hotel and run the entire show live out of this big auditorium. And it's like a
You sound
live
like-
stage show. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But like we're just every year it gets bigger and it gets a little bit cooler and it gets a little bit more impactful. And I can't wait to sort of see where that goes, because it seems like it's only ever gonna get bigger and make more of an impact.
Which is crazy to think about. We've been really lucky this year in the offers that we've had come rolling in terms of support. Little things that might make it easier or cooler for us to stream, and we've just been really lucky that people see what we're doing and are trying to help us produce something that is just next level, So last year we were giving away a PlayStation 5 when you couldn't get hold of them. Who knows what we'll be giving away this year? And that's just super exciting to think about as well. So Yeah.
I actually do have a really good idea of what we're giving away this year. I actually can't tell you yet, though.
I
but
know you haven't told me, so that's why I'm able to easily say
I'm not
without
allowed to-
lying.
Yeah.
Without lying, who knows
I'm-
what we're giving away this year? Yeah.
I'm not allowed to tell you yet, but trust me, there are some crazy prizes coming this year.
How bloody exciting! Yeah. I won't bother donating some Eisen merch because it sounds like it's way cooler than that.
Do you mind
I
if I
don't
do
know.
some...
Yeah.
Do you
I'll
mind if I
take
do
don't
Isen
know.
merch.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I do some shout outs to some of the people who are
Please,
putting
please
time and
do.
effort in there who aren't here?
Yeah, that'd be great.
First of all, Dolly Delore has come on this year as cast manager and has done so much work in the server to the point that like I actually have time to like make dinner and do my real job because I have someone who's actually taking care of the cast, which is really cool. Don't tell my boss I said that. We've got Pixie, who is in charge of our sponsorship, who is out there bringing in like cool giveaways and making sure that we have stuff to reward the people who are participating. Of course, we have Amy and we have Samsara, and we have Jules, who's doing so much work on making sure that the story is going to be wild. Oh, I feel like I'm forgetting someone, but surely not. Surely I'm not forgetting
Mark.
somebody. Oh, of course, yeah, and then we've got Mock,
Mock,
who
yeah.
is our Roll20 specialist, who already has run like a crazy cool one shot, but like the visual aspects of the show and making sure it's not just people talking, but there's like a visual show element to it as well, has been working so hard, as well as the team members of those teams. So like all the members of our this and that team who have been like working on our socials and working on graphics and stuff to make sure that we have branding. The Roll20 team who have been just like churning through all the stuff to make sure everyone's sheets are done, as well as just all the players who we were like, here's 17 pages of stuff to read it and then do this thing before a deadline, who all did that, like who all read everything, and the DMs who got this brief and every one of them is like pinged off in a completely different direction, has come up with something really cool. Some of these DMs have been wildly busy with KiwiRPG Week and wildly busy with different things. They're still making the time to do the things that we need them to do. So, and also the backups, like there's no show without the
Without
backups. If you
backups.
don't have people who are willing and able to just wait to be tagged in, then the show falls apart. So like, people who are coming on board knowing, hey, I might not even get to play, but I'll be here and I'll be a part of it and I'll make sure that we have a safety net. Every single one of you.
We've had to pull people like seconds before they were supposed to go live because something happened with their internet or their camera or whatever, and they just can't get on now. And that backup being there was freaking crucial for us to be able to continue with the game. So yeah, you're never out, not until the last second of your game, because even if you are killed during the game, you could be out and a backup could be in also. So anything could happen, literally anything.
And so like
Waffles is already threatening that.
I know. I have had words.
There's 9 of us here on this screen, but I think there's closer to like 70 people who are in that server and all pitching in their bit, who like Jules and I can't make the show without all these people who want to be here. Yes, Samsara.
We got more coming in with the mod team as well, of course.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopping
Yeah,
in.
I'm
and-
starting to bring in my
Yeah.
mods soon. I've got a whole bunch of people
Absolutely.
waiting in the wings who
Nice.
are there just to help out backstage, not going live. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have
Yeah.
already
Heroes
mentioned how
coming in
much.
so we could have a night off. See, we
Yeah.
took a break, Penny.
Yeah, yeah. I know Abby is doing some good work there too. We already mentioned her earlier, but yeah,
Yeah.
can't wait to
Yeah.
meet the new mods and see who's in that
Yes.
team too. Yeah. So many people, and there are more Fateys that aren't even here tonight that are actually involved as well. It's just that these are the only ones we could get to hang out on a Sunday night. And that's incredible to me. I just think it's really cool that our Fateys have just latched on to this idea of working together to build this amazing thing, tell these amazing stories.
We've been sending encouraging DMs in the background. So
Do it!
Can I just jump in real quick? I mean, you've made backups sound amazing because backups are amazing.
Yeah.
Being a previous backup as well. What if there's more opportunities for people to join as backups still?
I think
There will be.
actually,
Well, there you
might
go.
be,
So
yeah.
we've got somewhere in the chat where people can sign up for backups? Because I believe we need one in group 5.
Yep.
If you want to be involved in the show, we do have spaces. As sometimes people pull out because there's life that happens. If you send an email to yesandcharitystream@gmail.com and just say, hey, I want to be a backup. I'd love to be part of the cast. We'll send you a little questionnaire so you can outline your availability. And then when we have a space for you that suits your availability, we'll bring you in. We'll give you plenty of time to create what you need to create. That's the easiest and most direct way. You can also ping anyone here if that's your preferred way. But the best way, the most direct way to do it, email us at yesandcharitystream@gmail.com. I'm sure someone's probably putting that. Yeah, someone's already put that in the chat. Yeah.
I will pick the
Supermod
DMs at 3 in
Amy.
the morning. So
Yeah. Exactly.
Apparently, the lasagna I made is really good. Which is really good news.
I'll be here in 5 hours.
I'll be there in 5 minutes. Because I really enjoyed the lasagna as well. But that's the best way. We would love to have some more people. Thank you. We would love to have some more people come in. And I can't guarantee that every single person who wants to be in will come in, but as soon as there is space, we always need extra people to come in, be part of it, and just have a really cool time.
Cool.
And it's always next year.
And there's always next
and the year after that.
And even if you're not wanting to necessarily be a part of it, but you want to support, please come along in August 24th, 21st,
6 to 7.
26, 27.
26, 27. Damn it, nearly got it right. So 26, 27th. All of the socials and the Twitch and everything is there in the chat. Click the thing, follow it, subscribe to it, do all of the things. Because that's where we're going to be for 24 hours solid of D&D. And you can join for at least an hour, maybe give $5. It doesn't matter, but we'd just love to see you there and support.
It's probably going to be closer to 25 hours because we start half an hour early for me and Jules to kind of vamp and build a little bit of hype. And at the end, we draw the grand prize and we say our thanks and stuff. So and
we always end up talking way too long because we just don't want to say goodbye because it's just been so emotional, and then I cry again. So you want to see that ugly cry at the end?
We're so tired by the end, so it's so easy to make us cry. But the true completionist run of the Yes and Charity stream is actually 11:30 till 1 or something.
Yeah.
So come hang out, come be part of it, come watch 10 minutes if that's all you've got. But even just coming in, leaving some comments, being part of it. If all you have is $1, that's great. We'd love that dollar. That gets us $1 closer to 20K.
Which is the aim this year. So yeah, big time. We're really hoping that you'll share it around, talk about it, get it out there, help us spread the message and try and make this the biggest, best year ever. Yeah. And with that, crew, I think it's time for us to get out of here. So as I always say, at the end of every episode.
And that's the end of the episode.
It was almost good time.
Yeah, e nohora, ka kite anō, and aroha nui. Mwah. Goodbye. I love you. Goodbye. Goodbye.